What's up, folks? Thanks for joining me again. I'm out here today to do a little bushcraft camping. I had a hankering to want to do some of this before it got too warm, and you know, here we are. It is warm outside. I hiked back down this trail a bit, just off the trail a little bit here. Last time I was here in the blue Home Depot tarp with Killian, I walked past this downed tree, and I thought, man, this would be such a cool spot to do a little bushcraft shelter camp in. Unfortunately, I do have a little traffic noise. Hopefully that's not showing up too much on the camera here. So yeah, I'm excited to do it. I've had a hankering to do this for a while. We're gonna use this tree as kind of like the basis for a shelter. I'm gonna set something up. I'm gonna get a, doggone it. That's okay, we'll take that with us. It's not the first garbage that I've seen on my way out here. Anyway, we're not gonna let that spoil the mood. I'm gonna build up myself a nice little shelter here. I got some good beers to drink. We're gonna have a nice small fire out here. We're gonna build ourselves a nice shelter on this thing here. I'm gonna do a little grilling. We're gonna lay back, we're gonna enjoy nature. There's this muddy river right next to me, so I might even do a little fishing, we'll see. But before I do any of that, I've gotta take a little nip off of the old Banana Flask. Woo! Oh my God, that's got a bite to it. Oh man. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh. La, 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 la. Goodness sakes. Still working through that bottle of St. Augustine Florida bourbon that I got while I was down there. Whew. Gonna talk to you guys a little bit about that trip. What happened when I went through the backpacking area in South Carolina that I was planning on going through. Also gonna talk to you guys about future plans, trips that I have coming up, and everything else you can expect for the future on this channel. Woo! We'll chat about that later. For now, let's get into it. Okay, so right here on the ground, we got a branch that should work pretty well for propping this guy up. As you can see, this is a little on the wobbly side. So we're gonna go ahead and give it a little bit of support. We're eyeballing this here, but I'm gonna say we're gonna chop off right where it starts to curve here. That is pretty close. This piece is awful funky, so it's not super bad once you get into it, I guess. Oh, I knew that was gonna happen. Doggone it. Okay, try this again. Yeah. Even just that one stick makes things a lot more stable. Whew, okay, this one's a bit more green. There's a tipped over trees. I mean, there are tipped over trees all over the place, but that are, you know, completely dead, but they haven't started to rot, and they haven't, you know, gotten hard yet, so they're still, you know, bendy and have some give to them and stuff. So I'm gonna put this one here right alongside my other support, and then I will also use this to build a little wall on this side. Okay, looking pretty decent. A lot of the stuff I'm picking up here is a little on the punky side. It's not exactly the best you would do for building materials if you were doing, you know, like something a little more permanent. This is just for fun. So yeah, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to use a long pole like this and kind of measure out how I want the sloping angle of the shelter to go, and then I'll know from the ground how long I want the walls to be. So we'll do that first. It still gives me a little bit of a overhang, and I'm under it, so I think where I've got the branch here should be good. Okay, so the next thing here, I'll take this and measure it up against myself, and I can see roughly that much higher than myself. That's how long the backs pieces need to be. Yeah, so that's how I do it. If you do it different and you build a bushcraft shelter different, I wouldn't mind hearing what your techniques are. Leave me a comment, let me know. So we'll go ahead and pull this over. Now I got the basics for everything kind of measured out exactly how I want them to be. So I moved this over just a little bit, and I'm going to mark the edge of where I want the bed to be. And in order to measure that out well, we'll just take this, we'll just go like this, and we'll say we can go to about right there. Take this branch off here. Yep, then we'll put this guy like that. We should be pretty much ready to go. Okay, let's keep her rolling. Pull these couple back out. You can get the thickest one on towards the bottom. Whew, okay, well, that's about as much as the wall as I've got done, and no wall on the other side. I think we're probably going to just go ahead and call this good, and I'm going to go ahead and set up the tarp. Every single piece of wood I'm picking up is just crawling with ants and bugs, and I got to pick up 10 different pieces in order to find, you know, one good one. There's a lot of work doing this, you know. It's fun, and I like to test the skills and put it to the test, but honestly, I think I waited a little bit too late in the year to try a bushcrafty type of camp like this. So we're going to make the best out of what we got. We're just going to go ahead and secure these two pieces. Try to smooth out the top of this log here. And then we're just going to go ahead and do the tarp. And I'll do my fire in front, and I'll maybe even see if I can get a little fishing in here. This one you can see here is really secured in there well. This one's just leaned up. It's not anything. So I want to get this one secured to our main ridge post here. So that's on there. pretty decent. It's wiggle around a little bit, but for the most part, that's not going anywhere. Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up here with an arbor knot. Oh, here's my airplane. So then next, take our tarp like this. Another arbor knot on this side. We'll tie off to this. Oh no, we're not tying off to that. Get this over here so you guys can see it. The old Bushcraft zip tie, they call it. Get old Faithful out here. Whew, it is hot. Man, it is hot. There is something that keeps jumping. I don't know what it is, but that is what made me want to cut this short. Not really cutting it short. I mean, I got a shelter here to sleep under, so hopefully it looks cool. Hopefully you had fun watching me string it together. It took a lot longer than it looks like, I'll tell you that. But something big, I keep hearing big splashes going in and out of the water, or going into the water, big splash going into the water. It's either turtles or it's a fish jumping, I don't know. There's no beaver in this area as far as I know. I don't see any signs of beaver chew. And as far as I know, I've been coming to this woods for a long time. I've never seen beaver dams or lodges or anything like that, or any kind of sign of beavers. I gotta think it's either a turtle or it's fish jumping. And I'm getting eager to throw the line in. So we're gonna get the rest of the camp set up here and then see about throwing that line in. Whew, I am extremely thirsty. There's a half a liter of water in one gulp. Two days from now, if everything weather holds and prediction holds true, it's supposed to be a big storm coming through. So my next trip after this is going to be an old-fashioned San Bananas rain camp. And then after that, I'm going to head out for probably a 2-night canoe camp after that. So I'm super, super excited to get back on the water. Whew. Cool. Hawks all over the place. Oh man, hate the sound of traffic. But it's, you know, I chose to camp here, so we're gonna ride it out. I'm well aware this is not the world's most impressive bushcraft structure. Sometimes it's just fun to, you know, give it a try, give it a go, and each time you try it, you get a little bit better at it and kind of practice some of these bushcraft building skills. It's an excuse to get me out here too and, you know, do something fun, do something different, mix it up. Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to tell you guys. After I left Florida, I intended to go up through South Carolina and do a backpacking trip. I had a spot picked out and I was just absolutely whooped. I had noodle legs. I was just my butt was kicked. You know, the more I do this, I'm getting in better and better shape, but I was not in a position to try to go out into the wilderness and potentially get injured and get stuck out there. You know, that is not something that I wanted to have happen. So I decided to play it safe. I went out, I did do some day hiking. I did quite a bit of it actually, which is, even though I was sore, I was able to do that. If you've ever backpacked, then you know that hiking with a full camp load on your back is way different than hiking with a water bottle and some snacks. But I did some hiking out there, and it was absolutely insanely gorgeous. I am going back there at some point this year. I will go back there with the canoe, and I'm doing a canoe trip, period. It is this crazy lake. There's campsites that are just like right there, like you're looking out and looking at mountains. There's like waves. I mean, I can't even describe it. I'll roll some B-roll for you guys so you can see all these forest roads and stuff. But yeah, I took a bunch of footage, and I'm putting together a video on Patreon for that. Then that Patreon video should be up within a week. By the time you see this video, I'll have part 2 of the Florida vacation with Mrs. Bananas up on Patreon. Within a week or so from now, I should have that South Carolina day hike, driving through forest roads trip that's just really crazy, beautiful scenery. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Like I always say, I know not everybody can or not everybody wants to do Patreon. I completely understand that, and that's what the videos over here are for. If you feel like checking it out, and if you don't want to, I completely understand. Woo! Oh, yeah, and so I also wanted to tell you guys, if you've been around the channel for a while, then you would have seen some backpacking trips that I did in Washington State. I was on a plane the day after I quit my job. The landscape out there is just breathtaking. So what I did was I flew out there, and then I rented a car, and then I drove to 3 separate locations, and I filmed 3 standalone videos. However, I recorded all this stuff in the middle, so it's like actually one huge trip, and I can recreate that video and fill in all the gaps so you can see like the whole entire trip. So I've been wanting to do that for a while. I'm still making videos, and you got plenty of that are coming and everything, but this is something I've really wanted to do so you guys can see the trip as a whole in its entirety. So look for that. I'm gonna get that video out for you guys. Man, I hear things jumping all over the place, but nothing's biting. It might not be fish, it might be turtles. I need to get the bug spray out. I can feel the bugs on me. Getting bit up by mosquitoes. Somebody's been a stupid jerk and thinks it's funny to leave a beer can in nature. If you're gonna drink the beer out in nature, don't leave it on a tree like that stupid jerk did. Woo! It's fire time, baby! Zonenhofen. I just saw Corporal's Corner at one point using a tool like this and thought it was cool. Messy hands. It's not the prettiest, but should catch flame. Trying to get a nice built up fire here so we can get a nice bed of coals, and then we can just kind of slowly keep feeding it from there. Whew. Go ahead and get my dinner cooked. Oh, that's not bad. So I realized as I was getting all set up for nighttime, I don't have my camera light. It is always something, I swear, man. Oh man, I would leave my head at home if it wasn't screwed on. So what I'm doing is I have a backup tripod. So basically, I got the cell phone light pointing at me on the backup tripod, so I'm moving 2 tripods around. But you're always gonna have to improvise. If I had to, I could use like my paracord and you know, tie up a flashlight. You know, I've always got a flashlight. I always have a flashlight, a headlamp, and then usually a camera light. And then I've also got the flashlight on my phone, and I use it, and I bring a power bank as well, so I never have a dead phone. I just think that having light with you is super, super important. Oof. Whew. This is comfortable. That is a pretty good. Looking pretty good. It's a little overdone. I knew it would be, but I didn't want to mess around with pork. Man, that is not a lot of food. probably should have had 2 of those. Montreal steak spice makes anything taste good. Speaking of that. Okay, we're gonna hope for the best on this. Try to keep the pan as clean as possible because I'm gonna hopefully be eating oatmeal out of that in the morning. Woo! I think that's a beaver. It's got to be a beaver because they get ornery when you get near their areas and they start splashing around trying to get rid of you. A while ago, I believe it was in the... Ooh, let's do a moment of truth here. We're recording? Okay. I can only do 1 moment of truth. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. I think it was in that inflatable cabin. I really tried to do it up. I tried to make like such an extravagant camp out of it. I really just wanted to make a good video. And I forgot the salt and pepper. Go figure, I forgot something. It is what it is, you know. It happens. But I forgot salt and pepper, not the end of the world, but I forgot salt and pepper for the baked potato. And I was doing the same thing. I was cooking pork chops. And I thought, well, what the heck, why not try it? I'll throw this Montreal steak spice on there. I like the way Montreal steak spice tastes, and it's kind of salty. Man, it's fantastic. I mean, why bring extra salt and pepper when you can just throw Montreal steak spice right on your potato? Mmm. Oh, yeah. Woo! Feels good on the old back there. Oh, I just had a little bit of a lay down here, and I think I'm going to bed because I'm whooped. Tarp camping. It's a little late in the season for that. I do not mind pushing it a little bit because I got this Snug Pack jungle bag. This thing's actually like super cool. I have a, so just a heads up in case you don't know, I have a review channel. I think I'm gonna do this jungle bag soon. I saw Luke over at Outdoor Gear Review do it. He always does such a super thorough job on reviewing stuff. He did leave out one aspect which I was really surprised that he left this out, because this is one of the things. This is a fantastic like summertime sleeping bag, and I find when it's even a little chilly you can still use it pretty well, but it has a one certain feature that is really crazy that he didn't talk about in that review. I was really surprised. So I think I'm going to do a little review on my little review channel and talk about it. But here, let me jump into this sucker, and then you can see what we're working with. Ugh. Inside of this little tiny pocket, what? It's a little like mosquito net thing. And that's it. So hopefully you can see that. I'm completely in this sleeping bag, and I can kind of put my face down a little bit. But the whole thing is I know that I've got mesh covering the opening. So I'm good. I'm good, baby. Obviously, you probably understand that I have to unzip the whole entire thing and then reach back out and grab the light and grab the camera and turn everything off. But that's okay, because this is where we're going to leave you, and I'll catch you back in the morning. Woo! Thanks so much for sticking with me, watching the video this far. Don't go anywhere. We got more in the morning to go. Check back with you guys soon. Good night. All right, everybody. That's another one in the books. Really enjoyed this one. Maybe with the exception of traffic noise. But overall, I thought it was a great camp. I hope you enjoyed this one as much as I did. I'll be back soon. Don't you worry about that. I want to say a big thank you to every single one of you for tuning in. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. You all make it possible for me to do this. If you liked what you saw and you haven't done so already, I would greatly appreciate it if you would click that banana, and we're gonna catch you on the next one. Bye, everybody.